All right.
Oh,
So we're back. You
yes,
know,
we are.
we promised we would be. Also, before we jump into this, which is our little short video on the Hawkeye trailer, I realized that I did in our last What If video promise that I would tell you how many times the Watcher appeared, and I 100% forgot to say it at the end. It was five. It was five.
You bastard.
So I now have said it. We can move on. So this is going to be our short and sweet review on the Hawkeye trailer. Personally, we are very excited for that show. We have been since we knew that he was getting a show. We were kind of hoping he was going to get a movie. I mean, there he is making guest appearances even now, you know. So let's get into it. That's my dad.
And that's my kid. And this is Hawkeye. And we are
Comic and Other Cons. So the trailer starts off where it's basically like the three kids at dinner with Hawkeye.
Let's not forget the Empire State Building. We're New Yorkers now. The
Right.
Empire State Building in the holiday colors.
Right. Holiday colors. We do get to see Rockefeller Plaza a little bit.
They fucked Rockefeller Plaza up. Why they fuck that up?
Anyway. We don't need to get into that here because this I'll tell you about that later. So we see Hawkeye with the three kids at dinner. Mom was missing. So
yeah, that was note. I think everybody noticed that immediately. And the other thing that we noticed is that the oldest son is really old now.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly enough, the daughter looks the same.
She looks a little older.
Well, a little old because actual time has passed. But the son, I guess, because the nature of a lot of times boys, he looks. If you didn't know better, you thought it was Hawkeye, another man, his daughter, and then the young son who was
Nathaniel.
Yes, so that's that traitor. Yeah. So so absent is mom, and that's got the internet abuzz where everybody's worried that they somehow broken up and all that shit. And
but it's weird because there is a scene, but there is a scene where he says, "Hey babe, I'll be home X, Y, and Z."
Yeah.
And that's what he, that's how he calls that's what he refers to his wife. Like so I don't know. I feel like this is another one of those what happened that we couldn't get her here type of things.
Yeah.
Like with the characters in What If.
Yeah.
So then the trailer moves into, Ronan making a little guest appearance on the news, and it kind of brings up old memories for him.
Oh, bad memories.
And I want to say, like, after that, he sends his three kids, again, mom's not there, off somewhere. We don't know where, but he sends them off and says, I'll see you at New Year's, I believe. And I got to take care of some stuff. So that's when we meet Kate Bishop in the next scene. She just kind of stumbles into a fight and Hawkeye about to fuck her up. And then she unhoods herself and she's like, "Oh my God, you're Hawkeye." And he's like, who the fuck are you? He says the Disney friendly version of that, which is, "Who the hell are you?" Which I feel like they do a lot because Thor did that when he was in the Russo trailer that I still feel some type of way about. At the very end when he's in the Guardians ship. So yeah, so he does that. And she basically says that some people refer to her as the greatest archer, and I was like, yeah, right. In my mind, I'm pretty sure I rolled my eyes in real life too. And the next scene rolls into Hawkeye being captured, and Kate has a shit show of an entrance to try to save him. Like, she just crashes through and then like doesn't land on her feet. There's no, Natasha posing. She just falls, and it's a hot mess. And then there is a scene of an Avengers Broadway musical, and how perfect, because Broadway just opened back up a few days ago.
Yep.
I really would love that musical to be a real thing. Disney, you let Hamilton be a thing on your channel. Please make the Avengers a musical.
Even if they don't make it a musical, at least put in one of the extras Like, because they can't take up the show for that, but when they get finished, they always do like the making of or something. What they can do is release the entire number.
Right.
Just show us that number. Like, we see the scene, show the whole number that was, and that would satisfy.
Right. In the same way that you gave us Zemo dancing, show us that.
Except we want to see the whole thing, not the whole show, but that whole scene of that dance, because it was sweet.
Right.
It really was. It was really sweet.
So it also appears throughout the rest of the trailer that they are partnering to fight something. We don't know exactly what it is, other than that there's potential demons related to his time as Ronin, and it seems like maybe they're coming back to haunt him. But we don't know which of these crime lords or what have you.
But we do know, we actually do know some of the things that he's fighting. The people who threw the Molotov cocktail, there are his enemies in his comic, the Tracksuit Mafia.
Okay.
That's what that's why they all have. Yeah, that's like they all have Run DMC like tracksuits.
Okay. Were better names taken already?
Well, again,
they not LLC themselves with something else.
Well, the old Fantastic Four, the Thing, always used to fight a gang called the Yancey Street Mob. All this stuff is from way before your time, so you probably don't know that. But so that everybody's got their little something. So, but yeah, he's fighting the Tracksuit Mafia. When the Marvel Studios logo comes out and you see what looks like a sonar wave coming out of it, the circular sonar wave, when it says Marvel Studios in silver and you see the little waves, I wonder if that is supposed to be indicative of the character Echo.
Oh, I was thinking Namor, but that works too.
Who is deaf? Well, because they show a woman, and we believe that the woman is playing the character Echo.
Okay.
Which would be great, because that means that it is very likely that we will get a cameo from Kingpin. Because Kingpin brought Echo in. So would we not love to see your boy from
that's your boy. My boy is Chris Maloney.
So, but you would still love to see. Hey, remember we saw him at Comic-Con?
We did.
We would love to see him as King.
He sat in the audience.
Yes, not too far, like almost like we just walk over to where he was sitting at.
But actually, I think we did talk to him.
We did.
We did like say hi to him and had like a few quick words.
Yeah, he has like some security around, so we couldn't fuck around too much. But we'd love to see him in the show as Kingpin. It would be a beautiful segue to see Matt Murdock in here, even if it's just for a second, or go by his law office. Marvel is really doing this thing right. It looked from right out the gate, it just looks like so much fun. The thing I gather from Hawkeye is it's going to be fun, a lot of stunt work, fighting. We want yes, and we want to see which one has the more filthy mouth, him or Kate Bishop, kind of like us. So we want to see which one is going to do the most cussing. So we'll have to keep track of that. Right. So he got one in, I don't know, we call hell. That's like, and Kate Bishop was about to get butt there, like, right. That was like May Parker. What the fuck? So, but it just looks like it's going to be all kinds of fun, especially with Kate busting her ass, falling in
every time. I like all the Christmas music that they had in the trailer. Yes, I thought it was a nice touch, just because it is coming out November 24th. Yes. So it's going to be around the holidays. So that will be nice. So I already asked one of the questions I have in terms of like, where's his wife? The second question I have is his daughter going to shoot at all? Because before she got dusted, she was learning to shoot, and her dad was teaching her that. And so I'm wondering, like, did that pick back up when they kind of all got snapped back? And is she going to pick up an arrow randomly or a bow and shoot at least once? Because she's concerned about what's going on.
Yeah, maybe. But I also think that Clint would not want any of his kids to get involved in the kind of stuff that he was involved in with the Avengers and all that stuff because of the real world danger to them. I mean, he does everything he can to keep them out of the limelight. Remember, nobody knew he had the family, remember? So I don't think he would want his kids to be involved in that. You know, I think that when he called her Hawkeye, that was just, they know he's Hawkeye.
I'm just hoping that maybe it happens once, kind of like just happens to, even if it's not that she's fighting a bad guy. I just want to see her shoot. I'm not saying she has to fight anybody, but I'm asking, like, is she going to get to shoot at all in the show?
I would probably say it's very probable because everything's possible. So yes, it's very probable that they'll do that because that will be a callback to
Her being
Endgame.
snapped.
Yeah, that'll be a callback to the beginning of Endgame, which was horrific for Hawkeye. I think I almost cried when I saw that in the movie theater. You know, you could see him walking around, and the sad part about that was when he was walking around, his daughter's dust had just gone past him. He's like walking through pieces of her, as it were. And so, yeah, but I think they'll do a callback to when she was using the bow and arrow.
Yeah,
you know, like she'll be with Haley Steinfeld with Kate Bishop and maybe talk some shit about this, that.
Yeah,
And then she'll go, give me that, like show her like that ain't, you know, I know how to use that fucking thing. So, you know. But I suspect that, you know, Marvel, we love doing those callbacks. So I suspect that they will do that callback.
Yeah, so that'll be a nice transition because depending on the number of episodes, you know, we don't have anything for the month of October other than maybe the last few episodes of What If it rolls into, and we get a break, and then we have the Eternals that comes out at the beginning of November, and then towards the end of November into December, Hawkeye comes out, and then at Christmas is when No Way Home. So it's almost kind of like Eternals, like we don't get a break there, which is nice. I don't mind. So like literally in between, if you go see that and then this, and then it rolls in, and then Spider-Man. So.
Well, also from the trailer, it's not made clear if they show an earpiece in Hawkeye's ear. It's not made clear whether or not that's an earpiece or a hearing aid. Because in the comic books, Hawkeye loses hearing. He has a fight and something happens to him and he loses his hearing. He goes deaf and eventually he learned how to sign. And I believe that Hawkeye at some point was actually deaf, completely deaf to begin with, even when he was with the Avengers, but none of them knew. Because he learned to read lips and everything so well that, which didn't help if somebody's like yelling in back of him to look out and you don't see it. But I'm wondering if that's the precursor to him, that he has had sustained damage over the time, or was that, you know how they cut and edit scenes, so that could simply be an earpiece where he's talking to Kate Bishop.
Or that could never happen in the actual show.
Well, you know how they might be Russo brothering us from the beginning, so time will tell. Yep. But the bottom line is, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of fun. I can't wait for it. What do you think we're going to give that trailer, kid?
Oh, 2 thumbs up.
A big comic and other cons, 2 thumbs up. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was a blast. I've watched it several times and I've laughed every time. And it is just so good. And like you said, with everything we're going through in the world right now, to hear that Christmas music, you know, it was really nice. They did a really good job with that.
Mm-hmm.
They did a really good job with that.
Now, for everyone out there who decided that they were going to start playing Christmas music yesterday, you need to have several seats. Okay, we need to get through Halloween. Okay, and then Thanksgiving. So calm the fuck down. I said I liked this Christmas song because of the theme of the show, showing that it's at Christmas. I'm not over here blasting jingle bells. All right. So I needed to say that out loud.
Okay. Well,
thank you for joining us.
Jingle them bells.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you at our next video, which is going to be next week on the next episode of What If.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that good stuff.
Right. We don't know what episode of What If because there's usually 6,000 promos. The one promo I did see that was up was of Peter Parker with the cape as Spider-Man, but also he was doing the wizard gang sign stuff. So I don't know what that means. It might be a lie and they might have something totally different. So I'll just wait patiently.
Outstanding. You want to take us out, kid?
All right. Well, we'll see you in our next video. That's my dad.
And that's my kid. And we are
Comic and Other Cons. Have a good night.